What up, fellas? Week 2 starting off. Week 1 was fun, man, and appreciate all the content from the commish, Philly Boy Green. That shit was awesome. Dynamite, I say, you talking about picking it up again. I say go for it, man. Throw somewhere out here. Every little bit counts, and it's all fun to listen to or fun to watch, read if it's just typing up. So give it a shot, man. I think nobody's going to be pissed about it. I think everybody look forward to it. So consider it, man. I don't see no issues with it. All right, let's jump right into it. So, Beast and Bum of the Week for week 1, and then predictions for week 2. Excuse me. My Beast of the Week goes to no other than Duke Shabag. For me, looking over everything, he was second in points overall with 124.8, and then first overall in efficiency, only one of two. Y'all gone now, fuck off. Gone. First in efficiency with 92.2%, and only one of two folks to get over 90% efficiency overall. He had a good week, and that was a tough roster, good lineup. Like, all power to you, man. Bum of the week. Hate to do it, but I'm an honest broker, man. I know when I'm wrong. I know when I'm right. Bum of the week goes to me. Overall, I had the absolute worst efficiency of any team in the league. Left 104 fucking points on my bench. Had it not been for Zeke changing that last minute lineup, I think it was a no-brainer that the commission would have had to give me who ain't got no benches. So 104 on the bench would have beat 6 fucking teams in this league, man, and that's pitiful. I'm hoping I do a little bit better moving forward. All right, so Beast and Bum out the way. Let's move on to picks for the week. As Commish stated in his pod, I went 500 on the week. I'm okay with it. That's the goal. 500 or better is what I'm shooting for every week, and I'm hoping to stay there. I'd like a big bounce back this week. I wouldn't mind getting 5 of these games picked right, but it is actually a bunch of pretty tough matchups looking at this shit, and really tough to predict, too. First game, for whatever reason, I guess it's because it's my computer. Every time I pop up, it always shows my game first, so we'll jump right into it. You got me versus Dynamite. Online, it's got us fairly close in overall score, but gives me a much higher win probability. I'm looking at the rosters. I think it is definitely going to be close, but I'm picking me this week as well. With the caveat, if Bowers doesn't play, I've got major concerns, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to get the right lineup in to put up the points I need to get it. So it's me for the week. Other part of that is Dynamite's running backs have some pretty tough matchups between old Bill Merritt or Krosky Merritt and Bijan Robinson, and it is Bijan. It ain't Bijan. Everybody keeps saying that. Got confirmation online. It's Bijan. But yeah, I think they got Bill a little bit low, but maybe not. Green Bay's had a pretty good defense last week. So going to me as long as Bowers plays. If he doesn't, I'm going to keep it the same because I can't just waffle on my picks. I think it's going to be all right. All right, second game, second matchup is Man Soup and Duke. Win probability is pretty close. Goddamn, boy, both y'all projected for over 140 points. It does give a slight edge to the commish. But my notes, let's see. Okay, yep. Looking at the matchups, I'm shocked by Christian McCaffrey, man. He pulled off some miracles last week. I don't know that he's going to do that this week with all the injuries they got on the offense. I think 25 is really high for him, but I do like the rest of the roster for you. So my pick is going to be for Man Soup this week. Just overall, I think the individual matchups for the players I think are a little bit better. But there's a lot to be said for Duke's 1-2 punch with Lamar and Zay Flowers together. I don't know how well Devontae Smith's going to do against the Chiefs secondary. They seem to be playing pretty well, and I think they're going to key in on Saquon. So Kansas City's got a sneaky good defense. I think they hold them down a little bit. For all those reasons mentioned, I'm giving the win to Man Soup this week. All right. Next one. I got D's Bucks versus Zeke. Both of them starting off 0-1. Both predicted, again, for really high points. Win probability online goes to Zeke. I'm looking at it. This one, I'm calling this my upset of the week. I did nail last week's upset of the week too, and I didn't get no credit. Thanks, Philly Boy Green. I liked what you were looking like, man, and I called it and still didn't get no love, but it is what it is. I'm all right. I ain't butthurt. This week, I'm giving it to D's Bucks. A couple reasons behind this. The big one, I ain't trying to tell nobody how to run their rosters, all that. And I know the commish touched on this. We ain't supposed to be helping folks coach, but I can't see playing my top defense against my quarterback. You're just asking for negative points there, Zeke. I would consider making a change, but I do think that one hurts you. And I don't know that Quentin Johnston has quite the game that he had last week, but we'll see. I could be 100% wrong on that one. I'm a little biased because I've leaned on him pretty heavy in a handful of leagues for the last 3 years, thinking he was going to have that breakout and he was going to be that dude. So it really hurt my feelings that I stayed away from him hard this year, and then he comes out balling week 1. So, yeah, I'm not sure how well the projections are for you on this one. Over on the other side, these Bucks, my one concern, I'm sticking to it. I don't know what's up. Ashton Jeanty was not a great play last week. I think Devon Achan's going to do a little bounce back because they have to. And I just like the overall roster as a whole. And I believe Bo Nix bounces back in a big way this week. 22 points, I think, might even be a little bit low for him. He took a hell of a beating in the media and from the fan base, the local fan base. I think he bounces back and does a little bit better. He progressed all year last year after starting off real slow. So I think for those reasons, you're going to pull this one off. Next matchup, Red Balls and Chubb Hunter. This one's super close. This is by computers' calculations, this is the closest predicted matchup. But for me, I'm going with Red Balls. The reason is I look at these projected numbers. I don't think any of them are crazy off. I do like your running backs. I do like their matchups. And then your wide receiver core is probably the fucking best in the league. Jamar Chase, London Drake, and Garrett Wilson. With that and your projections, brother, you're projected to win on here without even having a defense put in your lineup. So you take that and add it into the equation. I do think Chubb Hunter's got a pretty decent lineup this week, but he's crossing fingers, hoping Tyreek Hill pays off, hoping Bucky Irving bounces back and has a little bit bigger game. For those reasons, I got to give it to Red Balls. Next game, Candy Shop and Philly Boy Green. Projections are pretty off on this one, or pretty lopsided. The point differential at over 8 points. I don't know how accurate that'll be, but is what it is. This shit's always off, never real overly accurate. But my pick for the week, sorry, Candy Shop, welcome to the league, but yeah, it happened to me too, man. Folks put the belt on the rookies, even though you're not really a rookie, knowing that you're bouncing back. But I do like Philly Boy Green's roster a little bit better this week. He's got great running back matchups, or great running backs as a whole, with a bunch of games with giant shootout potential, which I think is going to ramp up his offensive output. For yours, I don't know what's up with Detroit's offense. David Montgomery, I thought he was a great pick in the draft, but after this last week, I'm not sure how well he's going to do. And Roma Dunze's in a crowded wide receiver core, but A.J. Brown and CeeDee Lamb, they should carry you pretty far. I just don't think it's going to be enough to pull off the win against Philly Boy Green. All right, final matchup, Y'all Need Jesus versus Anna Catuli. The projections are 180%, 200% lopsided. They got Anna Catuli with a 69% chance to win versus Y'all Need Jesus at 31% with over a 15-point differential. It may be that way because this goes back to, like I said, Y'all Need Jesus leaning heavy on the Jacksonville offense. And while they played pretty well this week, with nothing close to what they were projected last week, I think it's going to be the same this time around. I just can't see you getting 65, almost 70 points out of those three guys. And then for Anna Catuli on the other side, Josh Allen's in beast mode, man, and I don't know there's any way around that. My notes that I had after reading this up front, Anna Catuli's great running backs with good matchups. And then Y&J, of course, some struggling offenses with the folks you got plugged into your lineup right now. Green Bay's defense too, man. They showed up pretty big. That turns out to be a sneaky good pickup for you, Anno. We'll see what happens, but I'm picking Cannoli to win this one. Little something extra this time around. So if any of y'all watch Colin Cowherd, he has a segment he does on his show called Where Colin Was Right and Where Colin Was Wrong. So I talk a lot of shit in the middle of mine, and I make a lot of predictions and projections based on my own personal feelings. It was very evident last week that there was a handful of those that I was very right on and a handful that I was very wrong on. So I'm going to throw them out there and call myself out, but also totally willing to hear what you guys think on this. So for me, right and wrong last week. Right. I was 100% right that Zach Charbonnet is a better running back than Walker III, and he had a way bigger game and more production. Don't be shocked if Seattle starts leaning more towards him moving forward for the rest of the season. I'm taking that one as a victory lap for myself. Where I was wrong, Bo Nix and R.J. Harvey. Man, I thought it was going to be different. I really did. R.J. Harvey was super productive. In 6 carries, he had 70 fucking yards versus what's his nuts from the Chargers last year, who did have a good productive game too, but he got 18 carries versus Harvey's 6. But Harvey did a whole lot more with it. So I'm hoping that means the production or the handoff shares are going to shift a little bit more to 50-50 or more in R.J. Harvey's way, but we'll see. And then Bo Nix laid a fucking egg. He looked god-awful. He had a couple really phenomenal throws and a couple great plays, but overall, that was a shitty fucking showing, and I'm hopeful he still ends up with the better... Bruh, y'all just fucking ate. Fuck off, man. Hopefully he has a better season than Dak, and boys are ready to win that money on that. All right, where I was right, Emeka Egbuka. Bro, I drafted him for a reason. I got... backed up on that by D's Bucks. A little support showing how well everybody thought he was going to be. He showed the fuck out, man, and had a great game. I see, especially with what's-his-name still out for the next couple of weeks, Chris Godwin, Egbuka's going to eat, man, and I'm glad I got that one right. It helps my team. I wish I would have plugged him in last week, but I was a little nervous on what was going on, and I thought those 2 tight ends were going to have a way bigger game. I thought David Njoku, after what they were doing all the preseason, was going to have a 15, 20-point game, but missed that one too. So I'm off on that. Where I was wrong, Dak Prescott. Thought he was going to lay a fucking egg. Dude balled out. He looked good, man. Considering everything else going on in Dallas, I was shocked at how well he played against that defense, and I'm impressed the way he came out. The numbers weren't gaudy or anything, but it was an overall really good fucking game for him. And that does make that competition between him and Bo Nix a little bit more, but it's closer than what you make it sound out, Commish. Don't even bullshit. Like, yeah, you got 4 out of the 7, whatever, man. That shit's going to be way closer after this week, and Bo Nix is probably going to jump well ahead. So, stand by. Where I was right, yeah, them 3 Jags were not getting you 70 points. Y'all need Jesus. So, again, I don't think it's going to happen this week. But it's still it's a better looking offense than it was last year. Just got to hope that running back core carries through and starts opening a little bit more for the passing game. I'm leaning heavy on their wide receivers. Where I was wrong, to you, Dynamite, Bill Krosky-Merritt. I called him. I didn't think he was going to do shit last week because they had him number 4 on the depth chart. I didn't think they were going to use him. I'll be damned if they didn't plug him in and that dude started running wild. So definitely missed that one. I was totally fucked up on it. Again, I was high on him going into the draft, and I think he was going to have a good season, but they threw me off putting him at number 4 on the depth chart going into week 1. It should be better, I think, moving forward. And then the final where I was right, Ashton motherfucking Jenny. That was an ugly showing. Raiders balled out, though, so in a way I was wrong there, too. I thought they were going to be all right, but no, Ashton Jenny did not do what he needed to do. We got a fire going on? What y'all doing up there? Is shit on fire? Where y'all at? Do I need to come up here?
No, it's fine.
Well, damn. All right. Broom right there. What? You got a candle lit?
No, it's in your
Oh, shit. All right. All right. Sorry about that. So yeah, where I was right, Ashton Jenny wasn't gonna do shit last week. I think he'll have a bounce back this week, but last week it wasn't looking good for him. So rookie nerves are out the way. I think he'll bounce back in a big way, and he's still gonna be a good running back on the season. So, all right, fellas. With that, I'm sitting at 500. I'm hoping to jump a little bit above that after this week. Again, good luck to everybody. I hope I win over everybody else. And I need to stay up north. I cannot go down there in that closet, man. That shit sounds scary. Philly Boy Green making it known. There's some shit going on down there I want no part of. I'm still young in the league. I like where I'm at. I fought my way up there. I plan on staying. So, again, best of luck to everybody. We'll see you next week. Out.